graphic design challenge. Today is another day, so without wasting much of the time, let's get right into the video. So the first thing I do is to go to my files here, create new. I'm using 1024 by 1320 pixels. I click create. Then the next thing I do, I move here. I add my color. I add a solid color. I give it white. Then I move to my resources here and I go and get all the files I need for this particular design. Control A to select all, then I drag and drop it in my Photoshop. I hit enter, 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 enter. Then the next thing I'll do is to hide or close the eyes of this particular images. Then I'll bring this down to this place, increase it this way, and I hit enter. Then I'm just going to use my tool here. I'll move to overlay. Okay, it's not that visible, so I'll just change this color to ash. Let's see. Okay, this is fine. I'll bring it down a bit. I want a kind of texture. Then after that, I'm just going to open the eyes of this image. Then I will erase this particular stick. I'll move here, add a brush tool. Then I go here to my brush and then I check it to be hardness. I increase the hardness to 100%. Then I erase this particular stick. I hit enter. I drop my tool. Then the next thing I'll do is to reduce. I'll reduce it like this and make sure it's centered at the middle here. Enter. Then I go over, I create another new layer here, and then I want to add a shadow. So I use my brush tool. I pick black with black color, click OK. Then I move here, reduce the hardness. Then I'm just going to increase my brush tool like this, and then I'm just going to click once and drop the tool. Then I will uncheck this, then I'll just reduce it like this. So I'll just reduce it this way, like this. I'll bring it down and then reduce here. I'll also reduce it like this here, this way. I'll just take it up a bit with my arrow key, then enter. The next thing I'm going to do is to apply curves on this particular object. I'll move to this place and then I'll click levels. Sorry, I'll click curves. I'll click curves here. Then when I click on curves, I'm going to just make it dark. I'm going to make it dark. Okay, I'll clip it to this particular image like this. I'll create clipping marks for this image. Okay, it's too black, so I'm just going to double click this way, and then I'm just going to increase it a bit like this, and then I go back to my layers. Here, and I'm going to move here and then click Ctrl I to invert. Then I'll just use my brush tool. I will change this to white by clicking on this particular arrow, cancel. I'll click on this particular arrow and change it to white. Then I'll just reduce my brush tool and then just touch a bit around here just to get that dark shade. So I'm just going to increase the darkness more. Okay, it's too much. This way. And the next thing I'll do is to add my text. So I go over here and then I add V. I want to write violin, so I write V, drop my 2, and I'm going to increase it like this. I'm just going to increase it here, enter, and then I'll change the color. Go over to characters here, and then I pick this color. Okay, this is fine. I'll just click OK. Then I'm just going to convert it to smart object here. Go to layers, right click, and click convert to smart object. Then filter, I'll click Gaussian blur. I'll go to blur, Gaussian blur. I'm going to blur it like this, 7.2. I'll click OK. I've added my V. I'm just going to add the rest. I'll just click here, click my text tool, like put I. I will do the same thing. I will increase it like this. Okay, I'm going to use the bold. So I go to properties and I will change this to bold. Then enter. I want it to have, I will reduce it a bit, and I want it to have a dark color like brown, or a darker shade of ash. Enter. Then I'll just click here and select this color. Then I'll click OK. Then the next thing I'll just do is to just convert to smart object like I did before. Convert to smart object. Then filter. I'll use my blur, Gaussian blur. Just going to blur it 7.2. Then I'll also click this same place, and then I'm just going to move over to my brush to here, and I'll just OK, Ctrl Z. I'll just reduce my brush and I'll erase this particular place. Then I drop the tool. Then I also go back and then I'll do the same thing for all of them. I'll do the same thing for every one of them. So I have my I, and I also have my other N, O, and L. So this is it I did for all of them. Then the next thing I'll do is to add this. I'm just going to add this particular image, and then I'll just reduce the size this way. I'll reduce the size a bit more this way. Enter. Then I do Ctrl J. I pick another one, move it to this side, Ctrl J. I pick another one and I'll increase it a bit. Okay, I'll just put it here, enter. Then I can just add one more, Ctrl J. I pick it here and I'll reduce the size like this, enter. Then the next thing I'll do is to add my text. I'll just add my text, learn, okay, learn the art of violin. Then I'm just going to hit enter and I'm going to say join us for the training. Then I'll drop it. Then I'm just going to reduce this. I'll reduce the size of this particular text. I'm just going to use regular here, and then I'm going to take the color, I'll change the color here. I'm going to call this color, I'll just make it to be this one, and then I'll leave the other one as black. So I'll just drop my tool and I'll just reduce it like this. Now hit enter, then I press my alt and shift key and I move it holding my shift to this place, and then I'll click register today, enter. You can add whatever you want to add here. You can add here. Basically this is it. I'll just bring this down a bit this way. Then the next thing I'll do as usual is to press my shift Ctrl E. Okay, before then I'm just going to add a shadow. Okay, this is it. I added this, so I'm just going to move over to this place. Let's see. Let me reduce it this way. This was a brush tool. I added a new layer, and then I used my brush, clicked on this particular image like this. Let me just add a new layer here, and then I increased my brush a bit this way, and then you having this color, I just clicked on it this way, and then I picked a color here to use. So that was how I achieved that. Then after that, I'm just going to click my shift Ctrl. I'll just head over to this filter. Okay, I'll just screenshot first. Shift Ctrl Alt E to screenshot. When you go over, okay, I'll just press my Shift Ctrl Alt E. It has screened over to filter, and I'll move over to camera raw filter. So I'll just wait for it to load. Then I'm going to edit it a bit this way. Then after that, I'll just click OK like this. Then I press my Shift Ctrl S to save. Then I'll just save it. So with that, we have come to the end of this particular design, and I'll see you in the next design. Thanks for watching. Bye.